Welcome to this channel. If you're new here, all we do is to help you get skills that will improve your efficiency on your job. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button below. And after that, take a tour to see if you find anything helpful while on tour. And if you do, invite your friends to subscribe. Let's dive right in. Today, we're going to look at how to combine Excel tables with Power Query. We'll look at how to automate this process to save you a lot of time when analyzing your data. We have these three sheets, the one for Joe, the one for Steph right here, and then the one for Mike. These are three different sales reps within this company, and then they have their sales data across different years, as you can see from here. So we're going to append these three tables together. So the first thing you're going to do is to make sure that your data in each of the sheets is converted to proper table. And how do you do this? So the first thing we're going to do is to make sure that each of these sheets or the data is converted into proper table. So to do this, you're going to click any cell within the table and then go right here to insert and then click on this table icon right here. So it's going to ask you that, is this the selection that you want to turn to table? If that is it, make sure you check this box that says my table has headers so that this date, rep, region, product, color, unit, and revenue will be turned to your column headers. And then once that is done, you click OK. So now this is converted to a table. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to change this to a light table. We just want it to be like this. Okay, so this is converted to table. And then make sure every other one is converted to a table. And let's check if this is done. It's done. You can see that the table is grayed out. It means that this is already converted to a table. And also this one. Okay, so we're going to go to insert and then we convert this. This is not yet converted to a table. I'm going to convert it to table and click OK. So this is done. We're going to go ahead and change the table format to light, and then we're good. You can actually use any of these. You can leave it anyhow you want. Select any of the table formats, but I prefer to go with this light. All right, once this is done, we're going to have to check that the headers are the same across the three sheets before we combine them together, and this looks good. Okay, so now let's set up the Power Query. We're going to go to Data. Make sure you select any of the sheets before you go to Data. So select any of the sheets. I'm going to go ahead and select the first one, which is Joe, and select anywhere within the table, and then you go to Data. Once you get there, you're going to have to go to From Table or Range right here where we see the transform, because we want to combine, we want to perform some actions here. So we're going to go to this transform, and once you hover on that, you're going to see From Table or Range. Once you click on that, it's going to take you to the Power Query interface. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And right now, we actually don't need to do anything. All we need to do is to create connection. So how do we create connection? We go to Home right here. And when we get to Home, you're going to see Close and Load. Click the down arrow, and then you see Close and Load to. And that's what we're going to do. Click on that. And once you click on that, this small box is going to pop up. And because we just want to create the connection, you're going to click on Create Connection. And then once that is done, you click OK. So when you finish that, you see we only have connection for this table. And what this means is that you're going to do that for each of these sheets that we have. Like this is the second one, and we're going to do the same. Go to Transform, and then we click on Load to, and then we create connection with that. Follow the same process, click OK, and then we create connection for the two tables right now. So we do that for the third table. Click on Mike and go to Transform, and then you go to Load to create the connection, and then you create only connection, and then you close that, and then we have the three tables connected together. So the next thing we're going to do is to go to Get Data, and then we go to Combine Queries, and remember we want to combine the three tables together. We're going to append, right? Because we want to stack them on top of each other. So you click on Append. Once you click on that, it's going to bring you here. So now we have more than two tables. We're going to select three or more tables because we have more than two tables. So, and these are the three tables that we have, table 1, 2, 3, which is Joe, Steph, and Mike. And what this means is that we're going to select these three, just select Hold Shift and copy all of them. And then use this add button to move them here to add. And for any reason, if you feel you want to remove any of them, just click on the one you want to remove and then exit. And that is it. And because we are not removing, we want to append the three of them and we click OK. So right now we have all our three tables merged together. And if you look at the rep column and scroll all the way down, you will see that we have all our tables merged together. The one for Joe, the one for Steph, and the one for Mike. This is done. So at this point, you can also change the data type. We might want to change the date to just the date, the month, and the year. We don't want to see the time of transaction. So we just go to this calendar right here, and then we change that to date to remove the time. So the one we had before was date time, and then we move that to date. So we have that corrected. You can also do some corrections and cleaning up right here. Let's say we have some empty space, like here we see null. So we're going to come here and click on this to remove the null. Just uncheck the null and click OK. It's going to take out the null from that. And you have to check across to be sure that we don't have null across all the other columns. Just click on that. And if you scroll all the way down, you don't see any null. That means everything looks good. So we have null here, so I'm going to uncheck null and close it to remove that. All right, so once you're done with this and you're sure you don't want to clean up anything from this table, you go ahead and just click on close and load. And once you do that, it's going to create an additional sheet for you on your table, and you can actually name that if you want to. So if you look at what we have here, we have the first table right here, which is a combination of all of them. And we can load this to say this is all data, and then your data is fine. So we've been able to combine all of them together. And another good thing about this is that if anything changes, maybe in the nearest future something changes and you want to just correct something, you can right click, and then after loading the data, you just refresh from here and everything looks good. Maybe you want to add additional column. Let's say we want to add something here. We call it profit. In future, you can see that is added already, but we don't want to add that now. And once you finish, you just right click inside the cell or anywhere and then refresh, and that is going to refresh for you. Let's take that away because I don't want to distort this data. So let's say we have a new data that we want to add to this. I'm just going to duplicate this, and I'm going to make sure that this is in table format. I go to insert, make sure I select any cell within the table, and I go to insert and I insert table and I click OK to make sure that this is in table form. I go ahead and select light to make it look the same with other tables. Once that table is created, we're going to have to create connection. So we go to the name. I'm going to change this to Tom so we don't have the same name. And all you need to do is to copy it down like so. And then we change the sheet name or the table name to Tom to differentiate. Okay, so we go ahead to create a connection. We go to data and we go to transform data right here. And then we go to transform. And this box is going to pop up, and this is Tom's table. And we're going to go to close and load to. We go to this place to create the connection. Remember, we have to do this just the way we did for all the tables, and click OK. So once we do that, we have the table here. So this is Tom's table. So to add the new table that we brought in, the Tom table that we created, we're going to go to Append, the all data table that we created, and you go to the source tab right here. You see the gear icon, click on the gear icon, and then you're going to see this box pop up, the Append. So these are all the tables that we created before, and you can see the new table, the table 6.2 that we just created. You click on that and you bring that in, and then it's added to the tables that we already appended. And you click OK. Once you click OK, it's automatically refreshed. And then you go back to home, and then you close and load it. And once that is loaded, that is going to automatically be added to this table. And as you can see here, you see the term table that is automatically added to this table that we have. So you can continue to add different things as the date increases. You can continue to add. If you have a new date, maybe you have a new data you want to add, you can continue to do that. And always make sure that you click anywhere within the table, any cell, and then you click this refresh to refresh so that the data is updated. So that's how to combine Excel tables using Power Query. I'm going to add this data in the description below if you want to try this out on your own, to practice on your own. Thank you for watching.